But I walked away from that convinced that it was going to be easier to steal people's clients than it was to get a job. You need to be ready to grab the opportunities that are going to come in this changing world. And you need to be ready to survive the storms. And the best survival advice I can give you is very pragmatic. I would say save some money. It's pretty simple, but it's not. The most important things are often simple, but hard to do. Money is freedom, money is power, money is flexibility. When change happens, those people who can afford to adapt can prosper and take advantage of those opportunities. And those who cannot afford to be flexible get crushed. I want to share a little bit of some experience from my life with this. During the third year of law school, 2008, the U.S. housing market imploded. 16 million homes were foreclosed. The unemployment rate was twice what it is today. Law firms across the country were closing. And when I sat in those seats, 1 out of 3 law students didn't go on to get law jobs. I was clerking for a firm that had 35 attorneys, and when 3 months before graduation, I was laid off, and that firm was a solo practice. By the time I sat for the bar, I was in panic mode. I put out 3,200 resumes to law firms and lawyers across the country. I got 15 job interviews and no job offers. I remember driving to Boynton Beach, Florida, because there was an entry-level associate position advertised. And I remember interviewing for this, and the partner points out the door at a well-dressed professional woman in her 50s who was being trained to make copies and run the coffee machine. She goes, "See that woman there?" I go, "Yeah." And she goes, "That's our new receptionist. She's a licensed attorney with 20 years of experience." 300 people applied for her job, many of them licensed attorneys. Why do you think you deserve to get an associate position? And I looked her dead in the eye and said, "Because I am very, very good looking." Go big or go home, right? You know, I did not get that job. I did not get that job. I couldn't back it up. But I walked away from that convinced that it was going to be easier to steal people's clients than it was to get a job.